Alright, let's talk about photography. I want to give you my impressions for this small Panasonic prime lens. I can't show it right now because it is on the camera and actually filming this video. But first let's take a look at some of the images that I've made with this lens. There are so many lenses available today, but this one gets a lot of recommendations. It was one of the first lenses that affected the camera system, a veteran in the Micro Four Thirds world. It is a multi-purpose lens for cityscapes, architecture, people, and to some extent landscapes. It is a prime lens, so you cannot zoom in or out. You have to contemplate more about how to frame your image beforehand, and that is the main difference to your standard kit lens. Focal length is 20mm, equivalent to 40, so it is in between your standard 35 and 50. The lens wants to fit both of these categories, and depending on your own preference it may succeed. It did work for me most of the time. Sometimes I was missing some more wide angle in close compartments. So let's talk about pros and cons. The lens is surprisingly compact and light, nearly a pancake, so easy to take on the go, and it won't get much smaller with interchangeable lenses. The lens is very sharp, details look great, colors as well. There may be a small degree of softness and vignetting in the edges when used wide open, but that is still okay because most of the time the center of the image is more important when shooting wide open. Distortions or optical aberrations like color fringing are not to be found. You can shoot against the sunlight and still get very usable images, as you can see here. It is a small secret that all modern digital cameras have inbuilt photo correction, and it does its job fine here. The lens has a wide or fast aperture of f1.7, that means you can get a lot of light and blurred backgrounds, also known as bokeh. It is less than a full frame camera with f1.7, so you have to be relatively close to your subject to maximize that effect. Low light performance is also good. There's no inbuilt image stabilization, which is an acceptable compromise for a wider, smaller lens. Of course, Olympus and newer Panasonic bodies have their own stabilization, or you have a lot of light, or use a tripod when it is darker. Any disadvantages? Yes, it is not a fast focusing lens, in particular by current standards, and has trouble finding focus in low light situations. That may be a problem for sport and street photography. Macro photography is quite restricted because the closest focusing distance is 20 cm or 0.7 feet, so you never get that close to your subject, as you can see in the images here. Images do look good nevertheless, colors are very nice. What about video? If you use the open aperture with background blur, you will have a double-edged sword. You can see in these videos that the camera has some problems focusing and shifting back and forth because of the shallow depth of field. Of course, you can close the aperture or use manual focus instead if you want. Noise from focusing is very audible, and you will have to use an external microphone, as you can hear in the video samples. So in the end I give it 5 out of 5 for photo and 3 out of 5 for video. Thanks for watching. I will add some more images and video to this file.